And welcome back. Today we are flying out the Whirlwind P.9. Now this is the premium variant, which has a little bit more ammo, making shots like this a hell of a lot more feasible. How do you fly this thing? Well, there is no real way to fly it. You mainly want to abuse the weaknesses of your enemy. You don't really have many strengths. It doesn't turn particularly well. You do have an airspawn, which is definitely helpful, especially early game. And early game is where you have to make your impact. If you have to carry versus anything, you are likely not going to have a very good time. So what I like to do is start early game, try to frag as many people as possible, get that snowball rolling. I do everything in the first 2 minutes of the match, and then I hope my team does the rest of the game, because my late game presence is pretty minimal. Now I will be dogfighting an XP50, P.39s, P.38s, P.63s and a few more planes in this video. And I want you to look at how close it is, how hard it is for me to kill them despite them making countless mistakes. And it's not so much about me playing the plane well, it's mostly about abusing the weaknesses of the enemy. So if I'm fighting a P.63, I'm trying to keep it as low speed as humanly possible, because the P.63 at low speed just basically doesn't have an engine. The low speed prop efficiency is super low, and if I can get him stuck in that kind of situation, I will be able to out energy him. If he at any point goes downward, if he tries to pick up his speed by diving, I just simply die. So how do you play around this? It's a lot of luck, trial and error, and a boatload of experience. So we go head on with an XP50. We have a little bit more energy than him, but an XP50 is extremely dangerous, and we're gonna pitch up here trying to stall him out. I'm trying to go horizontal to not stall out in his guns, and he is almost going to get the shot off. Now keep in mind, we had much more energy, and in the first loop we did, he's already getting guns on us, which is less than ideal. So we drop on him, we use the flaps, we keep our speed up a little bit, and we spray him down right here. Now we get a crit. I don't manage to get more hits in. And now the real dogfight starts. It's against the crit XP50. I'm not sure how damaged he is, but we did hit him quite a bit, and he is clearly smoking. Some bits fell off, so it's not a bogus crit, it's actually gonna damage him pretty substantially. And then we go horizontal, trying to stall him out. Use the flaps as much as possible, because I need to tighten this turn rate. And normally I would say, don't use your flaps too much, because you're gonna burn through all your energy. And that is true, but if you don't do it in this thing, they will turn into you in a singular turn, and you don't want that. Right now I'm directly above him basically, so I'm trying to make him pitch up. But look at this difference in performance. If this XP50 had no damage at all, I would have been already dead. But he's crit, and he's still hanging on with us quite alright. Now this time I'm gonna go up straight, because I hope that he can't pitch up for this, since he's damaged, and he might actually stall out, and that's exactly the case. So we go down again, and he's gonna go horizontal, trying to not drop his altitude, trying to get on top of me, and he almost succeeds. Unfortunately for him, he has a little bit too much damage. So this time I'm actually going to drop my throttle. I'm going to try to cut into his loop, use as many flaps as possible, trying to slow down as hard as I can, because that energy fighting I was doing isn't going to get me anywhere. Now he notices that I'm trying to slow down, so he's going up to conserve his energy. He's going back with his throttle, but doing so he's going to give me a shot, and I pull up into him, and down goes the XP50. And now here is game number 1. We have a P.38. We also have a lot of other planes down low, and this is an ideal situation. This is the position you want to be in. We got small Mossdog, we have a good airspawn, and we have a good advantage over the entire lobby here. The P.38s are pretty annoying because they are basically you but better. They turn better, they are faster, their guns aren't as amazing, and the low speed handling is absolute dog water if you don't use your keyboard. But the P.38 in general is better, has more potential, and it's just an absolute bitch to fight. So we go head on with him. We have a little bit of an advantage here because we do have a higher airspawn, and it's only a P.38E, so it's not as much of an issue, but I should be able to stall this guy out. So we go up, we drop the flaps, and what I'm trying to do here is just cut inside of his loop, and if he pitches up into this, I will very easily just gun him down. Now he does that, I get a crit, I shoot his wingtip off, and I still can't pull into this guy. I'm going to try, but he's still going to take me too much energy and time to actually kill. He dives out, so I'm like, okay, whatever. There is no use. He's just going to go straight to the airfield anyway. And I'm not going to call him a camper for that, because he's missing his half his plane. So it's understandable. He can go RTB. We then turn around, we keep our energy for now, and we just go to the ITP, Yak 9 and the P.39 in the middle of the map. No, your screen isn't frozen, that's me tabbing out. That is just an FPS drop because this game blows. So we are climbing a little bit and we want to reset here and we want to get a little bit of an advantage on those 3 guys over there. The P.39 absolutely rocks your shit. You have no chance versus that thing whatsoever as long as he plays it right. And even if he doesn't play it right, it's going to be an extremely tough cookie to crack. The ITP sprays down one of my teammates and it's going to be looking like a 1v3 over here. Now I'm not really, as much as I like doing 1v3s, not when I'm in this thing. Seems like there's a teammate coming in from the left, but he had on someone and he goes down. A6M comes in. I set the Yak on fire. We go up and over. And I switch my focus to the ITP. Why do I do this? Because the ITP is a pretty easy kill right there. He's going very slow. It doesn't particularly turn very well. So I'm gonna get him out of the air real quick. Because I don't want to deal with a P.39 when he has friends around. Hell, I don't want to deal with a P.39 when he's alone. So if there's enemies around the P.39, it's basically not worth even taking the fight. But I also can't run away from it. So I'm locked in here with him. He's not locked in here with us. And I'm gonna try to kill him as he's busy with the A6M. Now he notices us. He's gonna go up. He's gonna try and stall us out. We set him on fire. Now P.39s, normally when you set them on fire, they just simply die. Not this guy, however. We're gonna get a pretty long dogfight versus, again, a guy that's completely crippled. And we're gonna do absolutely nothing. Now keep in mind as well that this guy is a lower BR than us. He has 3.0. It's the Russian P.39. Has the best flight performance out of all of them. We hit him again. Still not dead. And at this point I think, well, I'll just go dogfight him. Because there's no chance he's going to outturn me with all that damage, right? Well, I'm wrong. He is actually going to put up a hell of a fight despite his plane being absolutely crippled. Now imagine if this guy was actually not damaged at all. I go up, I drop the flaps. I'm going to try to increase my turn rate as much as I can here to try and pull into the shot right here. But the P.39 just has too much engine power and he can simply go straight up. And he's also taking, not ideal, but he's not taking horrible lines. He's making it so that I go for the shot, I won't be able to get it. And every time he reels me in closer and closer until I eventually overshoot. So this is actually pretty dangerous. He's going to get a shot if I do this one more time. So I'm going to switch it up the second we merge. I go up, I drop my throttle a little bit to get some positioning. And in the hope I can get my shot in here. He dodges my angle. And we are back to square one. We are a little bit better off than 2 or 3 turns ago. But I'm still dogfighting a P.39N in my Whirlwind. So it's not going particularly well. We are going up here. I'm trying to again go as slow as possible and then pull in behind him. But it doesn't really work. And I think here he kind of took a wrong turn because his plane is just so badly fucked up that he can't really turn into the directions he wants to. And he goes into the wrong direction. He then tries to reset by running away because there's also more of my teammates coming in. But this is not so much about me winning this dogfight. I mean, this guy should have been dead to begin with already. It's about the fact that even though he has so much damage, I set him on fire. He burned for a little bit. He actually got crit by the fire as well. And then I hit him again in the head-on. And he is still hanging with me in the dog. He's basically beating me. Now, it didn't look like he beat me here, of course. But I think if that A6M hadn't come in and he didn't have to run away, I think he would have killed me. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The P-38 that we shot a wing off from at the start of the match, of course, managed to land and repair, and he is now gonna be our final boss of this match. But for now, we're going to face the mini boss, which is a P-63 with some altitude. The P-63 is pretty fun to fight. It's something that I wanted to show you guys, because it has a very big flaw, as I mentioned at the start of the video, where the low speed prop efficiency, which is like sub 250, 200 kilometers an hour, basically doesn't exist. So I want him to dive on me, because otherwise he's not going to take the fight. He's just constantly sitting on our 6, he's not engaging us whatsoever. Very annoying. He finally kind of goes for us. I'm dead on my 6, and every time I move somewhat, he just breaks off. Not sure what his battle plan is, because all he has to do is just dive on me and then not overshoot, and he wins. But, you know, whatever. I'm gonna go straight below him. I'm gonna bait him into a little bit of a high speed turn, so I have some actual energy to work with. And we're gonna go pitch up into him, go under him, make him roll the wrong way, and this gives us a little bit of early position. Something that won't last very long, but I'm gonna try and pull this into the vertical. pulling a P63 vertical isn't exactly the best idea. In this thing anyway, in any other plane it is. But his low speed prop efficiency is so damn bad. Look at his energy. He dove on us with an advantage. He was going faster. And we are just gonna hold 200 kilometers an hour. We dodge his guns right there. And now the top of his loop is borderline the bottom of ours. Look how much energy we have over this guy. Just because we have some actual trust at low speed. Drop the flaps completely. Pull him back in right now. And we're gonna chase up after this guy. And at this point he is too slow. And if he tries to go vertical, he will die. So what he has to do is try and dive. Trying to make me overshoot at high speed. The issue is with the P63 that even if he reverses me, I can just go up. And if he goes below 250 at any point, he's just gonna end up stalling out. It's very unfortunate. But at this point, since I have a little bit of energy over him, I just want to make sure that I don't compress or don't turn in front of him. But he's just completely out of energy and we gun him out of the air real quick. The P-38 has been camping the airfield since he took off. Yes, he was on the airfield when I was fighting the P-63. He was on the airfield just the entire match basically. And I finally get him to come out by going underneath him. And this is a dogfight I'm also not supposed to win. So we go up to get a little bit of positioning here. I want him to stall out. I need to be careful though because his flaps are extremely strong. And he almost gets a shot on us. Now I'm going up again here. And I will be able to deny him the shot if he pulls up after us. But he's also going to deny us the shot if he does the same thing. We have a little bit of position. We have a little bit of energy. But this is not going to last very long. And then he goes to the left, he goes horizontal, and look around, he turns back around. He's instantly back on us, and he actually gained position doing that a little bit, but he is gonna run a little bit out of energy because of that. So his positioning might be a little bit better now. However, his energy has taken a little bit of a hit. Problem is, we don't turn well enough to capitalize on any of it. And I'm going to end up getting a shot right here, and of course, what do you do the millisecond you might lose a fight? Even in a superior plane, you just run to your airfield and he's gonna circle that until the rest of the match. But I'm not gonna go over that again as we did yesterday. I think my stance is pretty clear on it. So a few games later, we are now at 5.7 kilometers and this is gonna be a 7-kill game. XP 50 right below us. I mean, I'm just used to him being above me, excuse me. So we dive on him. And he is not fast enough, he doesn't have the separation. And he's just going to die right here if I don't miss it. If I miss it, however, it's going to be a little bit problematic. But I really want this guy to die right here. We hit him again and again and again. We finally take his wingtip off, he gets put in the flat spin. And he bails out. That's fantastic. So we just put all our speed back into altitude. And we are going to see who we can engage next. After we put all our energy back into altitude, I see a P8, but I'm not really gonna bother with him. I'd rather deal with the planes that can actually kill me in the long run. P8, while very annoying, the thing is I can't really deal with these other planes, so I'd rather kill him right now and then see if I can bomber hunt at the end of the match if I have to. And bombers are mostly contested by your teammates because everyone likes going for them. So I'd rather just leave those alone, for now anyway, and see if I can maybe get them at the end of the match if needed. ITP is coming up for us. We are going straight. We have a little bit of energy over him. We have a lot of speed over him. A decent amount of altitude. He almost pulls into us right there, but I have to take those shots. I cannot go head on. Because if I take the head on, likely I'm just going to get a Shevak or 37 mil right in my nose. And my nose hole isn't that big. So I just end up dying. I don't really like that. So we pull up into the ITP. And because we have all the position here and the ITP doesn't turn particularly well himself, we get the shot off, he gets set on fire, and he goes straight back to the hangar. And drop throttle a little bit to cool the engines off if needed, because late game they tend to overheat a little bit. And I can see that this game is probably going to go pretty late game. And I'm just looking around right now, looking who to engage. I don't need to dive on the guy straight below me. He has 2 guys on him. I don't need to go for the SB2C. I don't need to go for those 2 guys right below me. I'm just looking around. As of right now, waiting a little bit, being a little bit patient. No one is in immediate danger. I don't need to be right there right now. He goes down, P51 gets clapped as expected, and then I see the P47 being stuck in a dogfight with a BF109. And the P47 is getting some shots off, so I think I'm gonna go help out over there. Now if I had dived, doved, pigeoned, then I wouldn't be here to help out the 109. The 109 at this point kinda has him. But I'm pretty sure the P47 right now can just dive out and will outrun the 109 because it's just simply so much faster. So I'm glad I'm just right here, right now. And see if we can gun him down real quick. It's a Razorback, so it might have not been that much of an issue. But I didn't know that at the time, as I was too far away to actually identify which variant it was. He's on fire, he's gonna dive out. And I see that he's going straight down, but sometimes people like to fake that. This one, however, didn't, because he is gonna go straight into the dirt. And J26 right below us, it's a P51 D20. Basically a D5 with a different rudder. Not very dangerous, not very good either. But it's something with 50 cals that has alright pull, which means that he can be pretty annoying if we ever have to deal with anyone else. So we shoot him, we miss, we pull back up, going 750 or 700, 650. So we just loop up and over, and his 109 comes in to try and help us out, but he's going too fast and he can't actually get a shot in. So I'm gonna clean this one up just for you. Down goes the P51. And now I just look around. I'm going to get a little bit of my energy back. I wanted to kill this guy very badly because I wasn't sure if the 109 was going to dive on it. He did in the end, so in the long term it probably would have been better if I had just let the 109 dive and let me keep my altitude. But of course I don't control what my teammates do. The 109 is going to go for the SB2C, I think. And I'm just going to go side climb a little bit. Now we have a little bit of positioning. It's not the most amount, it's not like I can now energy trap these guys all day long, but we are not at an inherent disadvantage. Other than the fact that I'm of course in the Whirlwind. One P51 is going for my teammate, and the other one is coming straight for me. And I want to break these guys up, that's fantastic. But the 109 breaks off to go and help me out. So he's bringing the second one over. So instead of going for the dogfight right now with the P51, which I would have done otherwise, I'm going to let the 109 push this guy off me. And then I will do the same thing by pushing the P51 that's on our 109. To see if I can alleviate his stress. He is on the guy 6. And as I like to call this, we are winning the Congo line. Because both of us are shooting at someone. And they have one person that's only shooting at one person and the other one isn't. So we are shooting at 2. They are shooting at 1. So we are winning the Congo line. P51 comes in, he breaks off, which is actually fantastic. It's a D20 NA, same thing as a J26. I'm going to cut my throttle because he will otherwise just completely one-turn me. Just like that, he would have gotten a shot right there. And I'm gonna go up, and then we go down, pick up a little bit of speed. Notice that he's trying to dive out, and we are roughly the same speed, but he will end up going much faster than us. This is however pretty problematic. It cost me a lot of energy to dogfight this guy, to bait him down, and now he's just going to run away. This puts us in a pretty, not necessarily bad, but in a position that I didn't want to be in, because the 109 is now coming back. The P51 is chasing him, and we are not that high anymore. We don't really have the means to really defend ourselves, so I need to kill the P51 right now. And to our blessing, he turns around. Now we dodge the head-on. He manages to hit our rudder with a single shot. 3 kilometers away. I'm going to take it. I'm going to turn in. Maybe the other P51 will then go for me, and the 109 can clean both of them up, because I know I'm going to get the shot right there. Down goes the P51, and we turn this 2v2 into a 1v2. Let's see if the P51 wants to go for me. He doesn't. So we are just going to go straight up. We cut off his flight path because he's probably going to turn around for my teammate. He does. And he notices that we are cutting him off. And the second he notices, he's going to try and extend away. Unfortunately for him, it's a little bit too late. Too slow, too occupied, too close. And then the ITP, or the ITP, the I-185 goes head on. Takes a bit of damage, but he still has a lot of energy on us. Has a pretty powerful engine, but luckily for us, he is one of the worst turning props in the game, so we can turn fight him somewhat. But even despite all this, he's giving us a little bit of a run for our money. He's going vertical here, he's gaining ground, but he then turns into the opposite direction and ends up giving us the shot. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.